Big game breakdown continues here on SportsBit. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Washington Wizards face off in the great state of Wisconsin for tonight. Right now, the Bucks sitting -3, 211.5. We're seeing a little bit of money come in on the over in early betting action on Tuesday. Look at the Eastern Conference standings. These two teams neck and neck. Washington sitting at the number 4 seed right now. Milwaukee sitting at the number 6 seed right now. Only a game and a half separating these two squads in the standings. That, of course, would be reduced to a half a game if the favorite ends up with the victory this evening. You look at the season series so far, what do you say? Well, how do you want to frame it? I'll frame it road dog series year to date. There have been 3 road dogs, Washington plus 3.5, Milwaukee plus 3, Milwaukee plus 5.5. And the road dog has won all those 3 games in straight up fashion. Of course, you can say, oh, it's a Bucs series. You know, Washington won early. That was a long time ago. Since the Bucs got Eric Bledsoe, they pulled 2 outright upsets over the Wizards. And you can certainly frame it that way. You know, the numbers are the same. How you want to frame it is obviously one of those key issues when it comes to understanding statistics and previous results. And either way is fine. It's just a matter of what you think is more important. So now we have a decent sample size, a reasonable sample size of the Wizards without John Wall. 12 games. It's enough time for the numbers to start to matter a little bit. When you look at the numbers, they're impressive without John Wall. 9-3 straight up, 9-3 against the spread. You say, oh, is that random? Well, you look at the stats. No, it isn't. You know, solid offensive numbers in points per 100 possessions. Better than average defensive numbers in points per possession. Number 5 in the NBA in net. And they're distributing the basketball. Look at the assist ratio. Number 1. This offensive surge started by moving the ball better with Frazier and Satoransky at the point, and it hasn't stopped. They beat Philly by 15 on Saturday, 109-94. All the money came on the Sixers in that game. 35 assists on 43 made baskets for Washington. That's impressive. Now we say, all right, was it John Wall being too selfish? Was it other players standing around and relying on Wall too much? Again, you make case for either side. Wall being selfish, the other guy's just relying on Wall a little bit too much. How do you want to frame it? Well, I'm framing it like this. Kelly Oubre stepped up big time in John Wall's absence. Bradley Beal, quote, "We let Kelly be Kelly. He brings a lot of energy to the floor. We feed off that. You control your emotions. You control how you play, the intensity that you bring. He's gotten a lot better at that." Here's Kelly Oubre's quote. Kelly being Kelly, after beating the Sixers, he does have a lot of personality. Quote, "My energy never really goes away. But I was watching Nightfall earlier today, and it's a great show on the History Channel. You should check it out. It's about Jesus and everything, but I think God gave me the energy to pretty much go out there, stay ready, and stay locked in to help us get this win." Worth noting, Washington in a situation right now where they're going to be playing 13 consecutive games against teams that are currently in playoff position. After Milwaukee tonight, on the second of back-to-backs tomorrow, potential look ahead. They've got Golden State at home. Here are the Bucks, 14 games under Joe Prunty. That's a decent sample size. We also have a measuring stick for Milwaukee right now. You look at the numbers, straight up 10-4 against the spread, 7-7. You say, all right, decent. Certainly the straight up record impressive, but when you take a little bit of a closer look, the Wizards during this stretch, they've beaten good teams, Cleveland, Toronto, Boston, etc. The Bucks during this span, well, of those 10 wins, only 2 of the 10 came against teams that would be in the playoffs. They started today. 1 of those came in overtime. The stats are good. Offensively, middle of the pack. Defensively, number 2 in the NBA in the Joe Prunty era. The net, rock solid, number 5 in the league. And of course, they've also been able to work Jabari Parker back into the rotation during this stretch. 2 games since the All-Star break. And again, Parker's one of these guys who has dealt with more than his fair share of injuries. He's a former number 2 overall pick. And if he can contribute for the Bucks, it makes them a heck of a lot better. Look at the 2 games since the All-Star break. The minute counts are up. The points are up. The rebounds are up. But just a few moments ago, I talked about the issues with the Philadelphia 76ers when it comes to depth. Look at the Milwaukee Bucks when it comes to depth. When their stars are on the court, they're great. Giannis, Henderson, Middleton, Bledsoe, all of them, real good numbers when they're off the court, and especially Giannis. But even the rest of the guys, Bledsoe, Middleton, Henson, negative numbers with any of those guys off the court. And, of course, they're still playing without a couple of key guards in the rotations, Malcolm Brogdon and, of course, Matthew Dellavedova. Both guys still, or Malcolm Brogdon, I say, and Matthew Dellavedova, still banged up. Neither expected to suit up tonight, which is a big concern for Milwaukee's depth. I'm not sold on the Bucks as being the team that matches up with their straight-up record under Prunty. I think they're a little bit overvalued, although the comments coming out of Milwaukee about this game, there appears to be a level of focus that makes me lean only towards the Wizards, not a game that I'm actually going to pull the trigger on the Washington side of the equation. Big game breakdown coming up next. What do we got? Mountain West basketball from CBS Sports Network tonight. You betcha. The preview, Boise State, San Diego State. You want to watch this one? Next, right here on SportsBit. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.